Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor and welcome to a 64-man explosive Zerg style Metro where we're going to be taking a look and featuring the Ace 52 CQB carbine where I'm repeatedly tagged as HVT. And with that lovely combination, one of my Twitter followers said, that gives you a warm and fuzzy feeling, much like having acid poured on you. Yep, pretty much sums up this entire round of explosive Metro as our team is constantly chasing the face and trying to stop pushes and leaks as we're fighting for our gimme for the majority of this round. So why would I want to use the Ace 52 compared to other carbines that are available? Well, simply put, it's the one that hits like a truck. It does 34 damage in the chest, 8 meters or closer. That means 68 to the head. Now, let's talk about the defensive field upgrade. That kind of muddies the water of how many bullets it takes to kill somebody at point blank range. So just 34 to the chest, if they're running the defensive field upgrade, that reduces it by 10%. Not a big deal, right? Well, if they're not running the defensive field upgrade, it is a 3-bullet kill in the chest at point blank ranges up to 8 meters. Okay. But if they have that field upgrade, it becomes a 4-bullet kill because you lose 10% of your damage to shots to the chest. Not a big deal, right? But then you got to remember, there's only 26 in the mag, and it only shoots at 650 rate of fire. Yep. But if you get headshots, it's 68 damage. Now, what about a headshot and chest shot? Well, if they're not running the defensive field upgrade, that will kill that player. But if they are, it's going to take an extra bullet. The defensive field upgrade does not affect the headshot, but it does affect the chest shot at 34. Take away 10%, 3.4. Guess what? You're under 100 damage, so an extra bullet, partnered with the slower rate of fire, can get you in a little bit of trouble. Another important number to know when using the Ace 52 is the range at which you can two-shot somebody in the head. A weapon like the Scar H, the min damage is 25, and of course the headshot multiplier for assault rifles is 2 times. So at the farthest of ranges with the Scar H, you can literally counter-snipe snipers, hit them twice in the head, and they're taking a dirt nap. Well, you're not as lucky with the Ace 52. The cutoff for that is 35 meters. That means it's doing 25 to the chest as long as they don't have the defensive field upgrade. That means you're doing 50 each shot to the head. Now, since we're kind of comparing this to the Scar H, what about the spread? Do you have to tap fire this weapon as much? Absolutely not. The spread is a lot less. So you're able to shoot 1 to 2 to 3 bullets more per burst depending what range you're at. This is not something you want to simply hold fire or mouse button 1 on, and the hip fire, even with the laser sight, is not the best, as you saw me hose down 3 guys in a stairwell earlier. Pretty much every gun in Battlefield 4, with the exception of some PDWs, you really want to ADS. And just like that shot right there, you absolutely want to stop and pop and plant your feet to minimize the deviation or the spread. The bullets will go where you want them to as long as you're bursting properly and not strafing around. The only time you really want to strafe is if you feel enemy fire coming or you need to fall back into that corner like I did because I saw a second guy wheel around the corner. Of course, the name of the game is always to try to dodge the bullets that the other guys send your way. And if you can get behind cover while killing a guy, that's not the worst thing in the world. And that right there is the power of the Ace 52. If you can stop and pop and burst fire, this will knock people over extremely quickly. Now, talking about some of the other carbines, we've already talked about the rate of fire being a little bit lower than something like the AK-5C. Now, how about reload times? Not the best, but not the worst. If you're on an empty mag, nothing in the gun whatsoever, 3.1 seconds. Not the best in the world, but not as painful as the FAMAS, which is 3.55. How about a tactical reload when you've got at least 1 left in the gun? Not the snappiest as well, 2.2 seconds. Something like the AK-5C doesn't do as much damage, but it shoots 700 rate of fire and has very quick and snappy reloads at 1.85 seconds and right around 2.2 seconds. As you can see, I got in a little bit too deep. A lot of these moments you're going to see me taking off my laser sight. If there's a ton of smoke and there's a ton of bad guys at the other end of my gun, I'm usually going to pull it off because they can see that through flares and through smoke. So whenever you're playing Metro or Explosive Metro, it's all about trying to be as sneaky as possible and not giving up your position. And being marked HVT a lot certainly did not help this round. Now, another thing that we need to talk about is the velocity. only 400 meters a second, and if you put a suppressor on it, it's only 270. Expect to put quite a bit of lead on this when you compare this to other carbines that are available. When this round started, I hadn't unlocked the stubby grip yet. Therefore, I went with laser sight, coyote optic, and the angle grip, which does reduce the recoil by 33%. But the Ace-52 has highly manageable recoil, even without the angle grip. So if you don't struggle with the recoil, what can you partner with this to make it a little bit stronger? For me, I think my choice is going to be the stubby grip. Something that improves the deviation by reducing it 15% when entering the automatic fire mode. So will it affect it when you're doing a 1 or 2 round burst? No. But if you're doing a 3, 4, 5, 6 or more round bursts, it's going to tighten that up just a little bit. And sometimes that's the difference in winning a 1v1 gunfight or reducing your time to kill on your opponent to the least value possible. And that usually is the difference between you killing a couple guys and moving on, or just getting shot in the face and falling over like a sack of potatoes. At the end of the day, I found the Ace-52 to be extremely effective at close, medium, and even longer ranges due to its increased damage and decent accuracy as long as you're standing still and burst firing when you need to. But don't forget the downsides. The muzzle velocity is only 400 meters a second, the reloads are somewhat sluggish, and there's only 26 in the mag. As always, YouTubers, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.